Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. It's Thursday, October 28th, 2021. Welcome. My name is Jennifer Cotton, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas. And that means I help people learn how to make greeting cards, scrapbook pages, gift packaging, and much more with stamps, ink, paper, and lots of cool tools. So I have been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for almost 20 years now. I need to check my date, but November is my anniversary. I'm looking at iPad over here. It looks kind of blurry. Anyway, so November will be 20 years that I've been doing this, and pretty much full-time since my first full year as a full-time job. So thank you for watching. Hello, Pat. Say hi as you come on because that helps me in my business here. Like I said, this is my full-time job. So when you comment on the video, that helps my business. So thank you very much. And when you share the video, like Pat just said, and did someone else say that? No. Anyway, after you share, comment that you shared, because Facebook doesn't tell me who does that. And when you do those things, I will enter you to win the cards I'm going to make today. So I'm making cards with the Arctic Bears bundle. So this is a stamp set, which you'll see when I start stamping later. And these are dies that coordinate with it. So to get them both for 10% off, you buy the bundle, but they are sold separately as well. So to win those 3 cards, to have a chance to win, say hi, ask a question, say anything you want, and you'll be entered to win. And then if you share the video, if you will just say shared, like Shirley just did, I believe. Thank you, Shirley. And Pat, like I said, as a comment, and Cindy, thank you, then I'll know to enter you for that one as well, because Facebook keeps that private. Now, if you're watching this on replay, you can do the same thing over here on Facebook. And if you're watching the replay on YouTube, you can do the same thing. YouTube's a little different. You can comment. That'll get you entered. You can hit subscribe, which helps me very much over on YouTube. Please subscribe to my channel, as they say. And you can also turn on your notifications to be alerted when I upload a new video on YouTube, and give a thumbs up. Okay, so any of those things. Ooh, it said live video interrupted. I must have a bad signal today. We've actually been having like slow internet here at the house, so I don't know what's going on. But hello, everybody. I see lots of people watching, so y'all will have to tell me if it's trouble, although I don't know what to do about it when it is. And maybe my iPad's just having trouble, because you know how that is. But hey, France. Hey, Shannon. Good morning. Good morning, Shirley and Debbie and Tammy and Cindy. Good morning. And the other Cindy. Oh, 3 Cindys in a row. Cindy, Cindy, Cindy. Hello. Hey, Terry. Good morning, Sunshine. Susan. Thanks for sharing as well. Hey, Beverly. Hey, Rhonda. Thanks for sharing, Beverly. Hey, Nancy. Good morning. Linda in Mansfield, and the other Rhonda. Lots of duplicate names today. Hey, Karen in Canada. Ooh, awesome, Karen. Hey, Marcia. Good morning in next door. Dana. Good. I'm glad you caught me. Oh, man. Hey, Pat. So is my video freezing up for y'all, or is my iPad just being freezy today? I don't know which it is. Hey, Karen. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to jump in with my updates, because y'all know this is my business, so I'm going to tell you what I'm offering. So every month, I have a bunch of loose hairs today. Every month I have, what did she say? Hold on. Oh, just saying hi, Linda. No problem. Nobody's saying they're having issues with this feed yet. Oh, it is freezing on Rhonda. I think, Pat says it's beautiful. I think, I don't know what to think. It's freezing for everybody. I mean, I can go out and go back in, and if that doesn't work, usually when it freezes, the recording is good. Oh, Sandy said it has to be the weather and signals. Susan just froze for a few seconds, and that's what mine, like, I've seen it freeze like a couple of times here. I guess I'll keep talking about my classes and tell me if the freezing is like horrible or if it's just like it stops for a second and then you're fine. Marcia, it's windy. Oh, it's that wind. Yes, I forgot about that part. I was like thinking, what's going on with our weather here? I don't even know. I just know it's cooler outside. Yeah, it is very windy here. Okay, so y'all let me know if it's terrible and I need to retry. So every month I offer 4 classes. Anyone can take these in the U.S. Only in the U.S. I don't know what I was about to say. And thank you, Shannon. And they are card class, scrapbook class, Stamp-A-Stack class, and sampler class. Thank you, Nancy. And so anyone can take these to go. You can, thank you, France. You can, so it might be the people local that it's freezing on them because they're here in the, you know, where I live, where it's windy. Anyway, you would stamp and assemble at home if you take it to go. Here's an example of a class packet where, of course, let me move this thank you card so you can see the paper we cut for you. We cut, die cut, punch, emboss, everything possible, and pack it all up in a container so that it's easy to find what you need. And then, of course, this class includes other product. So you see here, half a pack of this, half a pack of that, and so on. This was sampler for last month, which I do have a couple of those still available of this packet. But anyway, the ones for this month, let me show you that one real quick in case you want to take it. It was very popular. And you would just stamp and assemble at home. So this month for November, which is coming soon, it's, sorry, it's blurry. It's on when I look at my iPad, it's going back and forth between being blurry. Oh, it just froze again. And Linda, you're not in Texas. So, technology. Okay. In November, you need to sign up by November 18th for card or scrapbook, and they are $15 each, free with a $20 order. And card class, we're using the Peaceful Deer bundle, so we'll make 4 cards with Peaceful Deer. Good morning, Joni. And then scrapbook class, you're going to make 3 12 by 12 pages. Oh my goodness. Upstate New York, that's what I thought, Linda. Pat says, it'll clear up. Just go for it. Thank you, Pat. Very positive, right? Let's just think positive thoughts. Shirley says it's working well enough, and she's over by me, so we're just going to go for it. If we talk about it too much, that's distracting as well. Okay, scrapbook class is Thanksgiving and Christmas pages, so we'll make our second page to our Thanksgiving layout and Christmas, so I'll use gorgeous leaves, pretty pumpkins, and bright baubles for that. Okay, and then Stamp-A-Stack and Sampler, they are both priced differently because they include product with a fee. So Stamp-A-Stack is 12 cards, 4 designs, 3 of each, only $30, and that includes $20 in merchandise. This is a great price. And I'm going to use the very popular Evergreen Elegance bundle, which the punch is the Evergreen Border Punch, I believe it's called. And I'm using that on one of the cards today, so you'll see that punch. But Evergreen Elegance bundle for Stamp-A-Stack this month. 12 cards, $30. That includes $20 in merchandise plus the 12 cards. So you definitely want to sign up for that one by November 14th. The links haven't been put out yet, so don't worry. You haven't missed anything. They're coming out by October 1st-ish. I mean, November 1st. Okay, that's Stamp-A-Stack. Sampler, this is it's November, so this is the 1 month I can do Christmas samplers. So we're gonna offer 3 to choose from, each as a separate, you know, registration. $28 each, includes $20 in merchandise. They'll be Christmas, but this is the one from last month, which I still have a couple of packets for due to like cancellations. But sampler, if you're in the club, your sampler will be the whimsical trees, which that's going to be gorgeous. Y'all know that gorgeous, let me pull it up in the catalog real quick. Whimsy and Wonder Sweet. I'm going to try to not lose the other page I had opened. So it's got the pinks, the foil paper, tree stamps. That's going to make a gorgeous sampler, which is a framed art that you can decorate your own home with, give away as a gift. Some people convert them to scrapbook pages, lots of options with that. But I used their 12 by 12. I used a 12 by 12 frame for mine. So you can do, just noticed something I forgot to click here, which won't help the internet at all, but anyway. Oh, it's not plugged in. Sorry. That's the sampler. If you're in club, that's the one you're getting. The 2 additionals are Merriest Moments, which is my favorite bundle. It's got to be from the mini catalog. This one is not with a suite, like it doesn't have designer paper and stuff. It's just a standalone product, but it's so awesome. I've used it multiple times so far this season, including for a team incentive event that's tonight. We're using this bundle as well. But that's the one I'm using for sampler number 2. $28, includes 20 in merchandise. Anyone can take it. And last but not least, the Sweets and Treats sampler. Going to be so cute. I see that video interrupted again. Gonna be super cute sampler, 12 by 12. Okay, so the sampler and Stamp a Stack are clubs as well, $25 each. Yes, Dana, I agree. That's gonna be a great sampler. Not $25, $28 for either club. You can add shipping. You can add shipping when you register for the classes as well. So it's the same exact price. Sampler's $28, Stamp a Stack is $30. If you're in the club, same price. Can you cancel anytime? Yes. You don't have to stay in club forever. You can, some people literally cancel after 1 month. Hopefully not, but they do sometimes. And some people cancel after their 6 month runs out and they get $25 in free merchandise after 6 months. And some people just stay because they love it. So joining the club has no negatives. You don't have to remember to register. You're automatically signed up every month. It comes out of PayPal. You can go into PayPal and cancel at any time, but you will be getting that $25 free after 6 months. So any questions, let me know. Hopefully I made sense today. I feel like I was all over the place because of this internet issue. Okay, reminders, Words of Cheer class. We're going to use this stamp set and you'll get it with your class fee, Words of Cheer, but substitute if you already own it. It'll ask you what do you want instead when you register, to make 6 gorgeous Christmas cards. This class is $35, but it includes the Words of Cheer stamp set, a roll of the red sheer ribbon, and a half a pack of the 12 by 12 Peaceful Prints designer paper, which is retired. So it's a huge value for $35. And the 6 gorgeous cards. And of course we cut, die cut, punch, you know, emboss, everything we can for you. So all you have to do is stamp and assemble with the tutorial. So you need to register for that by November 3rd. So today's October 28th. That is coming up. Yay, Sarah. I'm glad you're excited. And then next up is my 2, I'm calling them bonus classes because these were celebration items that are retired now as well. And each class includes a bonus of a free, one includes, oops, I can't do this stuff backwards. One includes this bundle, Counting Sheep stamp set and dies. and one includes the Delicate Dahlias stamp set. They both were free with a $100 purchase during celebration. Free with 100, free with 100. But now they're absolutely free with this class fee. I didn't add a cost of these stamps. So these classes are $35. They include $20 in merchandise each, plus the stamp set or bundle. And here they are. So Delicate Dahlias is $35. You're going to make 4 cards. You're going to get $20 in merchandise, and you're going to get that stamp set included with your fee. These are to-go classes. You take them at home. You use your own stamps, which I include, and your own ink and the PDF tutorial. But we die cut and everything we can for you. The other one is Counting Sheep. $35, includes 20 in merchandise, plus the bundle for free. This one, you're going to make 6 cards, 3 designs, 2 of each. And we are going to be die cutting a lot for you because we've got those dioramas on there. We've got rectangles. There's a rectangle stitch die here. We're going to pre-die cut a lot. However, we won't die cut these for you because you'll get your own dies with that set. So you'll get to do that yourself. All right, $35. Sign up for either one of those by November 21st. And then the kits will be mailed by November 26th, right in time for the beginning of December to start doing some Christmas crafting. Okay, I sent an email out this morning. If you're not on my email list, you can join that. There'll be a link in the video, up here on Facebook, down here on YouTube, to join my email mailing list if you like. And it was for the Christmas gift packaging class with games. So we will be using Merriest Moments bundle, the one I showed you earlier, for, thank you, Marcia. The Merriest Moments bundle I showed you, we're using it for sampler as well. So that one is, what am I trying to say? The same one we're going to be using to make Christmas gift packaging projects with this class. So this is on Zoom. Most of my classes to go, you just get the PDF tutorial, but this one we do on Zoom. You will get a PDF tutorial, but you'll also get to see me make the projects on Zoom. And but before we make the projects, we'll play bingo games to win prizes. November Stamp-A-Stacks are mailed. Stamp-A-Stack, sampler, card, and scrapbook are mailed by November, like, where's my page 1? November 22nd is the date. November 20th, I didn't even say all this part, Linda. You can take the class, those 4 that I talked about first, in person, November 20th, to go, and you can pick up anytime, or they're mailed if you pay for shipping by November 22nd. Oh, I was like, I need to make a trip. She's talking to her friend. Okay, so Christmas gift packaging class with games. Sign up by November 28th. You're going to get Zoom. You're going to get at least 4 projects. They're going to be gift packaging projects. A goodie bag. And get to play games for a chance to win Stampin' Up! Products. And we'll play bingo for those games. So hopefully I made sense there. And Merriest Moments bundle. Okay. The cruise, we're getting close to this cruise. It's January 30th, 2022 on Liberty of the Seas out of Galveston, Texas. What am I? Royal Caribbean's Liberty of the Seas. I'm like, there's a word I'm missing here. Out of Galveston, Texas. We're going to Falmouth, Jamaica, Georgetown, Grand Cayman, and Cozumel, Mexico. I have heard that they may have to switch the ports. I've heard this through rumors, not official. Because of COVID, like if the country isn't accepting visitors. But either way, we will be there with our crafting room, and it's open to you 24/7 if you sign up for the crafting portion. That includes 6 self-paced classes with multiple projects in each class, at least a half a table per person, a shirt, $150 in merchandise, door prizes, gifts, all kinds of stuff on this cruise. So you need to, I believe you need to sign up for that this month to get our group rate guaranteed, but you can still sign up. I mean, as long as the ship has room, you can sign up for this cruise. But there is a group rate, so bring anyone you want. Bring your spouse, your children, your cousin, your best friend who doesn't stamp, and they don't have to do the crafting portion. And of course, then you can take advantage of the ship, the shows, the movie theater, the bars, the clubs, the restaurants, etc. And last we heard, it was the lowest price was under $400 per person per cabin, and that depends on what cabin you select. And then the next one is January 2023 on Allure of the Seas, which is Royal Caribbean out of Galveston, Texas. And you can register for that one now as well, which gives you a very long time to pay it off. They let you make payments in any increment you want after your deposit. Okay, I'm trying to catch up here. I know I missed a lot of people that as y'all came on. Janet, Cindy. Oh, Cindy says they're having issues in Dallas. I didn't even think about the wind because last night my husband and I were both working on our computers and we're like, why is the internet so slow? You're killing me, internet. So that makes sense, all this wind, because that's been going on, what, a couple of days now here in Texas. Hey, G-Ann. Hey, Landa. So anyway, France, I think we said hi. Linda. Now let me scroll back down. Joni, good morning. And Sarah, I think I said hi, but just in case. And hi, Pat. I don't remember if I said hi to you or just commented on your helpfulness. Yeah, Joni's having trouble. Hey, Pat, you're in Maryland today. Nice. Hopefully for a good reason. Hey, Ramona. Hey, Dana. Thanks for sharing, everybody. Marcia says, I'm on her TV and I'm going bonkers. Love it. Sampler sounds interesting. Yes, Pat, it is interesting. There are several people watching right now that are in Sampler Club. And just to clarify, Sampler and Stamp-A-Stack are clubs, but they are offered individually every single month too. And I have people who take them just as a la carte every month as well. Thank you, Susan. Martha, good morning. Hey, Sharon King, good to see you. Long time no see. Hey, Sherry. Linda, you're welcome. Chris shared, thank you. Thank you. Ooh, Sarah's going to try for 2023 cruise. Awesome. Yeah. You know, the sooner you register, so to say, the sooner you can or the longer you can pay it off. So that's a cool part. And our travel agent will help everybody, like with how much is it, or, you know, what are my options? If I get this kind of cabin, if I want a balcony, whatever, midship, ends, all that stuff. It's pretty cool. Yay, Dana, 2023. Woo woo. Hey, Diana in Minnesota. Diane, I should say. Mary. Sorry this is taking so long, but everybody's, I don't want to miss y'all. Chris, Eleanor. Ooh, Marcia says we have 45-mile-an-hour winds gusting to 50. No wonder. Mary Ann and Linda are in Hilton Head. Well, lucky y'all. Hey, Jean. And thanks for sharing, Pat. Okay, caught up. I'll tell you about November's Paper Pumpkin, and then I'll turn the camera down. You have until November 10th to register to get the Gifts Galore Paper Pumpkin Kit. This is our subscription box, just like the makeup and the food and pets and whatever other kind of subscription boxes are out there. But this is the stamping version. So there's the one for October. They come in a cute box. They come with a stamp set every single time that you can't purchase anywhere else. So this was last month's kit. It's gorgeous, by the way. Stamp set, not sold anywhere else. Ink pad, which you can reuse and re-ink with our re-inkers on any other stamps you own. And then, of course, all the supplies and accessories you need to make whatever the projects are. So last month was Christmas cards. And this month in November, it is treats. So look at this cute snowman treat holder. That's just a sneak peek. I'm assuming it won't all be snowmen, or they probably wouldn't have shown us that sneak peek because they're very secretive about these kits. But it will include the stamp set, the ink. And it says, this month's adorable Christmas kit was made to make treat packaging a fun and festive experience. With bright and colorful designs, these treat packages are oversized and made to wow. While treat packaging isn't for everyone, you can know that this kit is very versatile. You can use the pre-printed die cuts to create Christmas tags, cards, or even garland. There's enough in there to create 9 treat packages, 3 each of 3 designs, see? And it includes die cuts, die cut boxes, cellophane treat bags, adhesive, and more. It's $22. How many treats do you know? 9. Pat, I think you probably posted that as I was saying it or before. But it's 9, which is 3 designs, 3 of each. So maybe Pat's asking that because I know who Pat's, anyway, Pat is a demonstrator, but she might be asking because anyone, customers and demonstrators can what's the word, increase how many boxes you get per month. You can increase it and then decrease it, cancel anytime, all that stuff. So if you want more than 9, you could sign up for more than 1 box this month. Anyway, it's $22 for a box. You can subscribe, which I'll have a link, as you know, by November 10th, and then you'll get it every month. Pat! Oh, you got to come back. But you know, because I know who your demonstrator is, so you know how to get it as well. Or I know who one of your demonstrators is. Hint, hint, Pat. You can subscribe and you'll get it every month, and the 22 includes shipping, so it's 22 plus tax, and you really can cancel that subscription anytime. Just log into your account and cancel. But if you don't want to subscribe, you can go to my website and shop and choose Paper Pumpkin and buy 1 month worth, 3 months, 6 or 12 months at a time. So those are your options there. And you do pay tax and shipping when you buy it. That's why I say just subscribe. You can cancel at any time, but hey, you do what you like. And all right, so I'm going to point the camera down. So speaking of, while I'm going to point this down, I have to point it up and then down. Flip it around there. Speaking of, you know, being a demonstrator, Pat said she's not one anymore. That's the thing. There's no obligation. You can drop out really at any time. You don't have to place orders. You just can. In my team, we have monthly gatherings that are streamed on Facebook, and we do them in person here in Midlothian, or near Midlothian. And we have make and takes, which you can take in person or to go. These are the ones from this month. And they are super cute little treat boxes. So again, my team can attend in person and do those, or they can take that to go, or they don't have to do it at all. It's no obligation. But you get a discount on your own purchases. You get to see catalogs early. We're going to get to see the new January to June mini and celebration in November, and we get to order from those in December. And we get a discount like so many things there. Thank you, Sarah. Ooh, Beverly's starting to snuggle in for winter and need lots of Stampin' Up. Awesome. Yeah, it's like, it was in the 50s here this morning, FYI, and in Texas, and it's going to be, but up to like 70. So that's, you know, getting to winter for us. Okay, I want to remind y'all about my online ordering special. This, of course, the one for October ends the 31st, which is Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody. Is that 28, 29, 30, 31? What day are we? Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So Sunday is Halloween. Sunday's the deadline for my order special for this month. A new one will start November 1st. And I always post that on my blog first. If you're ever like, I wonder what the host code is for this month. Stamptherapist.com is where it gets posted first, and then I email it out and all that stuff. So what the heck is it? When you place an online order in the month of 25 or more, you get a class packet to make 4 cards. And these are the cards for this month. I made these in a video on Facebook if you want to go back and watch it to see how I made them and packaged your kit and all that stuff. Excuse me, ruining my bow there. And so you can get this class packet mailed to you by placing an online order outside of other events of 25 or more and use this code. And 25 or more gets you this. It's limit 1 kit per person per month. Now, where do you enter this code is first question. That is when you're at the checkout, which is after you click the cart up here, the little shopping bag. You'll see checkout. Above that, you'll see add host code. And after you add the host code, make sure you see Jennifer Cotton, which this code links you to me. So it should, but just in case, tell me if there's a problem. You can also see my name here. Now, if your order is $50 or more right now, you will also receive a free full roll of the gorgeous white glittered organdy ribbon. Now, we die cut all this stuff for you. The only thing really that you would need to die cut on these, I believe, and I say this in the video when I make them, is this ornament, because you stamp first and then die cut it out, but you can hand cut that if you don't own the dies. So, free class, only a $25 online order using the monthly host code. I actually do 2 host codes a month, so I can give you multiple accessories, but right now we're on this one, so that doesn't matter. And yeah, and I'll put the link to order in the post. Okay, so today we're using this gorgeous bundle called Arctic Bears. And I make these cards for y'all every week to hopefully give you inspiration. Ooh, Janet says Halloween is her birthday. Yay! Awesome, awesome, Janet. Hey, Pat, totally understand. That's, you know, we're at a time right now where people might drop out in October, and I've talked to lots of people on my team who are, you know, just about to drop out because it's not, whatever their reasons are. And that's totally allowed. You never even have to put in an order when you're a demonstrator if you choose not to, and nothing bad happens. We still allow you to shop Stampin' Up, right, Pat? But happy birthday, Janet. Hey, Susan, good morning. Okay, so Arctic Bears. I want to know who has played with this, because I had not. Well, I had used it once, and I meant to pull. I've got it right here. These were my customer appreciation projects. I'll show y'all real quick. Luckily, they were on my desk to my left here. And I liked them a lot. But on one of them, we did use Arctic Bears, so I will show you that. But these were free to everyone who registered for the customer appreciation. And here's the one we made with Arctic Bears. So that was the only time I had played with this set. And I needed to keep these cards pretty quick and easy and simple for customer appreciation. But we'll do a little more work on these cards today. So it's a really fun set. I think you can make a really cute Coca-Cola Christmas bear, but I didn't end up doing that. And I saw a couple with the diorama dies, and I wanted to do that, but I didn't get to it. So, but I'll show you what I did do. So Arctic Bears bundle is $47.50, which is 10% off, or the stamp set only is $23, and the Polar Bears dies are $30. Okay, and it's on page 39. So I'm going to grab my supplies for my first card. And, oh, let me show you real quick. Sorry. Here's the full actual product. So the stamp set has the large and baby bear. So cute. Some nature, you know, the ice, all we could find to call this was ice. Snow on the ground, birds, and then greetings. 2 simple words filled with warmth and gratitude. Thinking of you, thank you, you and me, and my heart is with you every step of the way. And this is a red rubber stamp set. So remember, there is assembly when you get these, and then they just stick to your clear blocks and you peel them off, clean them, peel them off. But if you don't know how to assemble these, ask me before you just try to do that on your own. And then the dies, there is a die for each bear. There's a bonus bear. He's a little skinnier. Again, think Coca-Cola. There's a floating ice, which I'm going to use today. There's like icicles, which I didn't use yet. There's a perfect little circle here to make a sun, a moon, or anything else you need a circle for. There's water waves, which I'm going to use today. There's like a snowy hill or water. Maybe that's water. It could be both. Okay, so anyway, there's 8 dies in there. All right, now let me put this paper up here. I will be doing some die cutting today. Okay, so my card base is smoky slate. Everything with Stampin' Up! Matches and coordinates. If you stumbled upon this channel by accident or your friend shared it and you're like, what the heck? Anyone can do this. You don't need to be crafty. I'm not crafty. Don't have crafty skill in my body naturally. But you take 8.5 by 11 paper and cut it in half. So that's 5.5 by 8.5. That makes a card. And then you just start layering on that. So my next layer will be 4 by 5 1/4, and it's balmy blue. And then I have a piece of basic white that I'm going to stamp something on. This is 3 inches by 5 1/4, so it's the same width as this balmy blue and 3 inches tall. Then I have this piece of Night of Navy. It's going to go at the bottom. And it is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. And then I have a scrap of balmy blue and a piece of adhesive strip. Adhesive, what do we call those? Sheet. And that's where I'm going to cut my water out from. I've pre-die cut, because you're going to see me die cut this one. So I pre-die cut the ice, the floating ice. Can y'all see the lines it puts in there? It embosses as well. And then, oh, for my greeting, I have a scrap of basic white. Okay, so that's all the pieces I need for this card. I'm going to fold my card base in half first and move that out of my way for now. And this card's actually going to be landscape, so it'll go that direction. And what I'm going to do is do my stamping first. Oh, I forgot a piece. Okay. I was like, where's the paper for the bears? I'm using the white velvet, the snowy white velvet paper for my bears. Is that not perfect? So I didn't pre-cut it because I'm just going to use my scraps. But this is velvety. I'm sure you cannot see that on the video, but it's soft. It's called Snowy White Velvet. It's in our holiday catalog, so it's available now. And you can stamp on it. And it's kind of off-white, which I think polar bears are off-white, so it's perfect. Perfect, perfect. So I have a couple of scraps here. One has dirt on them. And let me grab my ink and my stamp. So I believe for this card, I'm using Night of Navy, Smoky Slate, and Basic Gray. And I started to say this earlier, I believe, how everything with Stampin' Up! Matches and coordinates, and you don't have to be crafty. So Night of Navy ink, Night of Navy paper, Smoky Slate paper, Smoky Slate ink, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to start for the bears with Basic Gray. And I actually wanted to re-ink this pad before the video, and I forgot. So here's my Basic Gray re-inker. I had thrown it on this table, then I forgot to do it. And this is how I re-ink. I squeeze, and while I'm sorry, I know that shook the camera. I was squeezing while I did that, and that's how I re-ink. You can then not squeeze and use that to press the ink in, but honestly, I don't mess with all that. When I go to stamp my first time after re-inking, I just turn my stamp a bunch of different directions to avoid those little lines, which they smooth out after like 2 or 3 times of stamping. It's really quick and easy. But I'm still tapping gently. I don't want to get ink all up on these edges. And this is going to probably be a lot darker than my sample. Actually, that might not have been my smartest thing to re-ink that right now. So he's fuzzy. It's a fuzzy little bear. And then I want the baby bear. But I'm going to die cut these out, so I do want that ink to be dry. So I'll just, again, tap, tap, tap. I'm just going to let this dry while I do everything else, and hopefully it'll be good and dry when I die cut. I found that without re-inking my pad, it dried extremely quickly when I made these samples, so it shouldn't be a problem. I think that's the only one in that color. Then on this piece of basic white that's 3 inches, which I just figured out how tall this needed to be, by 5 1/4, I'm going to stamp this image here. It's like the edge going up to where the water starts. And I'm going to use smoky slate, so it's just a little bit of a lighter gray. See how y'all are doing. Oh, Pat, you're very, very sweet. But honestly, my talent comes from years of copying, legitimately years and years of just copying what other people did on the internet with their card making, and then it just seeps into your brain eventually. Okay, so I'm inking this image up, and I'm going to stamp it in the top left corner. So I'm basically hanging it, it might not even be off the edge, but hanging it off the left edge the tiniest bit, and basically putting that little peak of ice there to the top and letting the rest on the right hang off and just stamp it. Perfect. And now I'm going to hand cut this out. There's not a die for that, unfortunately. But before I hand cut that out, I'll do my greeting real quick. So last but not least, Night of Navy. And I'm going to die cut this greeting out after I stamp, because it's red rubber, and I can already tell it's kind of, it would be difficult for me to stamp it straight in a pre-die cut piece. So I'm going to stamp it in Night of Navy, see how that's crooked, and die cut it out after. So you'll see all that. The die I'm going to use, where did I put them? Oh, right here, is from All Dressed Up. So I like to just go through my dies. I also have a website, my Stampin' Stuff, where you can search labels and find all your dies that have label images. But All Dressed Up is not really one you'd think of for Arctic Bears, right? It's got shoes and lipstick and perfume and buttons. But it has labels in it, which are one of my favorite dies that Stampin' Up has in any of their die sets. And so I just found one that was the right size for this greeting, and that's what I'm going to die cut that out with. Okay, so let me hand cut this. So what I want is, I'm going to give you my vision here. Also, I want to say that for this card and another card, the way I got the idea, well, that's too high. It's going to go lower, right? Oh no, it's fine. Anyway, I'm going to cut it off here. Where's the blue? The blue will be behind it after I cut this off and cut around here. So this is my sky, this is the ice, and this is the ocean. So what I do, I'm laughing because Eleanor said I'm a perfect copier. I think she said it takes one to know one. Oh, it takes a special, I don't know what to copy. That's true. Thank you, Eleanor. What I do sometimes when I'm trying to get ideas for cards, and there's not a lot I see on Pinterest, which I don't copy for my Facebook Lives, but I get inspiration. Anyway, what I did in this case was I went on Pinterest and I put in polar bear art. And there were tons of pictures of polar bears standing at the edge of a dark, dark blue water. So that's where the idea for this card came from. Long story short. Okay, so I'm just going to try to sort of make this meet. I'm just freehanding this, the edge where the stamp starts there. And then hand cut around it. I did put my readers on for this, don't worry. Let me just trim that off. But now I'm just cutting around the image. And hopefully this card will come together the way the other one did. These are, well, this one anyway, it's kind of one of those, like, it's probably going to fall differently every time I make it, the placement. Because it's, I don't know, it's hard to be precise. but we shall see, and it will look fine, I'm sure. I'm making, like, I'm opening my scissors up and then trying to cut as long as possible before reopening them. To cut again, that gives you a smoother cut instead of like cut, 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 cut. That gives you little lines. Okay, so there is, see how that's gonna look. So we've got our background, our sky, and then we'll have our blue water. And then, oh, why it's like, no, it's the same. It's giving me illusions. And then our ice will break it up. And actually my ice is gonna go off the edge a little bit. So hopefully you're seeing the vision here. But to me, this water looked too plain, like it's so hard, flat, whatever. So that's where this comes in, this die. So I wanted to show you, I'm sure most of you understand, I'm gonna turn these bears down, the concept here, but just in case, how to use our adhesive sheets. So you cut your paper, I just measured, it's probably 1 inch by however long this is. Just so I'm not wasting. But whatever size this is, you cut your adhesive sheets a little bit smaller than that. You need it a little bit smaller. You don't want the adhesive hanging off the edges because when you place it down, it's going to stick to your table or your scratch paper, etc. It's just going to be a mess. So, what I'm going to do, I'll show you how it works, and it just depends on how you cut it. This came off in 3 sections. So I'll peel off this first section. It's sticky on the back, and I'm gonna stick it down to my navy. Then I'll do the next section. Oh, it came off in 2. That's perfect. Leave them stuck together because I don't need the sections. That's just how it is. And it always gets a little on your fingers because it's sticky, of course. Again, you don't want it hanging off the edges. Hey, Della. Also, because when you run this through your die cut machine, you don't want to impress all that sticky on there. So this is the back side now where it's going to place a sticker. The front is where you die cut. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And if you don't have one of these, I recommend them. They're $120. They're amazing. They come with everything you need to be able to die cut and emboss, I should say. These are only part of the plates that come with it. And so I've got my plate number 1 and then number 2, which is for die cutting. And then I have 2 of the number 3s. And so one I cut on, as you can see how ugly it looks. That's perfectly fine. And the other one I don't cut on so that it will not put all this mess into my paper from the top where it's pressing down onto my beautiful stamped images. Okay, so I could probably die cut all this at one time, but I'm afraid something would slip, so I'm gonna do through a couple of times here. So I've got my bears there. Grab out these bear dies. Try to look at y'all's comments. Della's in Jamestown, North Dakota. Is it getting cold there? I haven't paid a lot of attention to national weather in the last few days. Although I know there was some bad weather up north, like storms and stuff. So I'm just trying to align these well. I would recommend this machine being right in front of your face when you do this instead of far away from you for a video. But a tip is you always want to have your plates on the machine when you align this, because I promise you, if you take this off of here and put all this perfect, when you put it down, something is going to shift when you place it on the machine. And then I just sort of, I have the plate at an angle up like this, and I want the plates to be even, which I know you can't see that on the video, with each other, but hopefully that makes sense. I put it in at an angle and then press it down to not shift the dies, and then run it through. Isn't die cutting amazing? Don't I wish I had one for that stuff I just hand cut out? Yes, but They can't make it for everything. Or they could, but no telling what they charge us for that many dies. Okay, so this one doesn't, it just needs to, as far as alignment, it just needs to be within the paper. And let me show you something. It's curved. Landa, oh no, I don't think Landa curved this one. Actually, only I have. So, look, first of all, I just bent it back. But they do curve sometimes because our plates curve. It doesn't hurt anything. It's going to work forever for me. I've never had a curved die not work. Now, on this one, I want to align it. So I'm putting the blade side down with my greeting. And I want to make sure it's straight and all that stuff. And then again, I'm going to put the plates down the way I told you. They're angled up. I'm going from the other side. You see this time, it doesn't matter if you go from left to right or right to left. And you can actually crank these through really quickly. But if I do that super fast, it'll shake the camera even worse. And then, hopefully, I did it straight. This die from All Dressed Up also adds the stitch marks, which is cool. And then I'll peel this one off after I move my stuff out of the way. And I think I might be die cutting something else on another card. Oh, I am. But it's kind of necessary. Okay, so, of course, die cutting, amazing. If everything doesn't pop out of your die, I like to use a toothpick to get it out because it doesn't stab me. But you can also use your pick tool. But just make sure you clean everything out of the die every time. Don't put it away dirty, because if that paper stays in there, then another layer will get added, and then it won't cut anymore. So clean out those dies every time when you're die cutting. All right. Let's see if y'all are with me here. Ooh, we will have beautiful weather here in North Dakota through the week. Perfect fall days. Awesome. Hey, Darla, good morning. Okay, so there's a couple of those inside pieces here. Just pop those out. Show you from the front. It's just like water waves in the water. So I'm just going to peel these off the back, the protective coating. And of course the sticky got pressed onto my cardstock, so it's stuck on there. And so adhesive sheets are awesome for skinny stuff like this. I actually usually forget to use them at first, and I forgot when I made my sample, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to cut another one with an adhesive sheet on it, because I don't want to mess with putting adhesive on that. And then that's just going to go on my other piece of Night of Navy. It's a little bit off center, but it's fine. Maybe I could have scooted it to the right a little bit more, but it's water waves, so right? They can be wherever. Okay, so let's put this together. So the first piece that's going to go down is my scenery. I don't know what to call this. It's like the snowy hill, icy background. So Stampin' Seal. Love it. Super strong. You don't need to use a ton of it, which is money saving. So this is the same width as this paper, so it'll align on the sides. And I just want to put that tip top of that hill almost to the top of it. Then the navy's going to go on top of that, like it'll overlap it a little bit. So remember, this was 3 inches tall to get that measurement. And the navy was 1 1/4. So we have that, and I can go ahead and put this on my card base. Oh no, I can't. That's a lie. Nope, just pretend I didn't say that. So next I want to add my floating ice here. But I did this after the fact on my original card. Where is it? Oh, but I decided to add some Wink of Stella to make this ice glisten in the snow. So I just quickly put some Wink of Stella on there. Really, the bottom part is what shows on this card because of my bears. So, and of course I would do this on the table if not trying to show y'all in the video. Just leave it on the table and do it. But you probably cannot even see it, but it's like some glistening ice there. I can see it when I reflect it the correct way here in front of me. And then I'm also going to add some glistening on the tips of this ice. What's it called? Let's see if anyone has a name for me. I need the white velvet. Yes, it's so good, Susan, for bears and snow, all that. I probably, well, anyway, but I wanted the bears to be fuzzy, so, you know. Okay, so again, probably can't see it, but y'all know what it looks like in real life, right? Now let's add some dimensionals to the ice. I like to use the minis, so I'm gonna add, what I ended up doing with this is like going back and forth like a zigzag with my dimensionals. But I liked how this card looked with the floating ice hanging off the edge here, and then I'll trim this left side little 1/4 of an inch piece off. Oh, my back is really hurting today leaning over for this video. I'm like, ah. So see how I turned it over backwards? I can see exactly where to cut, where and what to cut off. So hopefully that makes sense. I just think it looks more clean that way if it's flush to the left edge. Chris says, Janet said, iceberg. Chris, is that someone in this video, Janet, or someone I should know, Janet, from you? Anyway, I know, I asked Landa if it was an iceberg, and we weren't sure. She was like, I say it's floating ice. I'm like, okay. So, but hey, y'all know I don't know all these technical terms. Okay, the bears are going to be standing on the ice. So cute. So we're going to put dimensionals at the top of the bears and then adhesive on their feet. So kind of see how I'm, and I did, on my original one, I didn't put one at the very tip, like the nose of the big bear, and it needed it there. I'm going to add one more there. So, and then I'll just put some adhesive on their feet to stick them on the iceberg. So I'm using my silicone craft sheet, which will protect your table or scratch paper from getting adhesive all over it. And I'll just take off the backing of the dimensionals. And then, of course, I'm saying this is like a mama and a baby. So the baby's gonna go a little behind the mama. So the bear, the large bear goes on top of the big one. I mean, large goes on top of small. You'll see what I mean, they overlap. Also, oh, there's an embossed line here, so you want to put them above that line, like they're standing on the top part, not the sides. So cute. And then I tried multiple embellishments. I didn't like them. All we're adding is the greeting on this one. So I'll do 3 of my minis here for the greeting, because it's kind of long. And that goes at the top right. My heart is with you every step of the way. Is that not cute? We'll just put it on our smoky slate card base. And finally, I finished card number 1. But hey, it is worth it. We got fuzzy bears. So cute. So this is like, to me, the, not traditional, but if this were a older stamp set, it would be the traditional way to use this stamp set. Previous comment. Thank you, Chris. Because y'all know I miss comments. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Pat and Julie. Martha, it can be whatever you want it to be. Glacier. Now that is a word I couldn't get in my brains. That I totally forgot about glacier. It definitely could be a glacier. I need to look up all these definitions. Crags. Okay, I don't even know that one, Susan. I have been to Alaska twice with Stampin' Up. So we got iceberg, crags, glacier. It's probably a glacier. This is probably a glacier. Cool. Well, I hope y'all like that card. Thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Thanks, Stella. Okay, so also just a heads up, like a reminder, I re-inked my pad, so it's a little darker on the bears here than here. Not a ton darker, but a little. Of course, your color is not going to be as vibrant on velvet paper, but for the bears, I think it's good. Okay, so there's my first one. But like I said, I tried embellishments and stuff, didn't like them. I thought it was better. It's not plain, but you know what I mean. plain. Okay, next card. So I really like this one. Hope y'all do too. So this is my card base, Night of Navy, 5.5 by 8.5. Then for the front, I have a piece of basic white, 4 by 5 1/4. For the inside, I have another 4 by 5 1/4. And I always forget to stamp the inside on videos, so I already did that with this baby bear in the bottom left-hand corner. This will be a portrait style card. Then, just to save you guys some time on this one, I pre-die cut the ice, the floating ice, the glacier, the iceberg, the crag, and then I pre-stamped and die cut just on basic white. I could have done, there's no reason I didn't do velvet, but I didn't, on basic white, the bear in basic gray ink. So that's just to save you guys time. So let me fold my card base in half. And then, thank you, Eleanor and Della. So nice. My Night of Navy card base. And I'll go ahead and put this piece on the inside. It's just because the card is so dark to be able to write a note or stamp on the inside. We're putting a piece of white in there. So I usually don't stamp inside my cards, but when I add a piece of white inside, sometimes I do. But we're gonna do all the action on this, mainly on this one piece of basic white here. So I need scratch paper for this one. By the way, normally I never don't have scratch paper when I'm stamping. For videos, I don't like how it looks. So that's why I don't have it out for videos. It's not because I don't use scratch paper. Okay, and then on this card, I may have mixed up my supplies, so if I'm like digging for something, it's because I put this with the last card. I'm going to use Balmy Blue ink and my blending brush. Love them. They do wash clean, like it's stained, but I believe there's no ink on this one right now. I don't see any blue coming off there. So you can use them with other colors, but you get 3 to a pack blending brushes. So I'm gonna take my Balmy Blue and always start it on my scratch paper, otherwise you get a huge blob many times, which I had to throw a piece away yesterday because I forgot about that. So you start on your scratch paper, and then you blend onto your cardstock wherever you're applying this. So I'm making water down here at the bottom half, not half, but bottom portion. So hopefully it's making sense where I start off the page, off the project, and go onto it. And then you can get it as dark or light as you want. It's one of those, ooh, can you see that on the video? I have so many lights in here. I can't see it in my camera, but I can see it in real life. It's definitely blue down there. It's very hard to see. Let me make it a little darker. But I was gonna say it's one of those where when you're doing this, to me, you might be like, there's no ink there. And then when you pick it up and get it away from your scratch paper and all that, you can see the difference better. But I do feel like we can't see it in the camera today, but it's light blue on bottom. I'll post photos of these like always on my blog today and in my customer VIP group. So you can see like the still photos that I took yesterday a little better. Hopefully you can see that. It's not like super light, but I feel like it's very light in this video. Okay, so that's my water. I'm remembering this card now. I'm like, what else am I doing? Okay, now I'm going to take Smoky Slate and bring in this same glacier type image we used on the first card, which I hand cut around. I'm not hand cutting on this one. I'm going to stamp it in Smoky Slate, not all the way to the top, maybe an inch or so from the very tip top from the top above the blue there. We're building a background scene here. Then I'm going to take the birds. I don't know what I was doing with my supplies. Okay, the little birds image. It's 3 seagulls, I assume. But hey, y'all know I don't necessarily know that. And stamp this up in the top right-hand corner a couple of times, so I will re-ink each time. so they're the same color. So stamp those up in the top right hand corner. And then we have our ice there that's going to go in the middle. So now I want to add my greeting. This greeting is in Night of Navy, and it is from Encircled in Warmth. And it's going to say, wishing you love, joy, and happiness this coming year. And this greeting in this stamp set is long and skinny. So it, never mind. So it's going to work for what I need here, but just FYI, Encircled in Warmth also has these larger circular images that can be put in die cut circles. But this happens to be the one long and skinny one, and it's just a really pretty font, and I thought it went really well with this card. So where I'm stamping that, I totally mixed up all my supplies. It's funny. Y'all saw it over here. Is right below the iceberg, across in the water, the blue, the balmy blue, but right below this iceberg. So I need the iceberg there to kind of give me a visual. Then I'm going to scoot it out of my way real quick when I stamp. I do this a lot where I get things aligned with a piece that's going to get glued down later, and then I scoot that out of the way. I'm concentrating, can y'all tell? So I do want this stamp straight. If you have issues with that, anything like that, you could always use the Stamparatus, or just take more steps to do that, but I think it turned out okay. Okay, so next, we're gonna, actually, let me just real quick, Wink of Stella this ice again. Same as before, no big. Wait, yes, thought I had it backwards for a second. Just to give it that shimmer. Shimmering in the sun there. Oh, okay, so I'm going to use dimensionals and all and put this on. Isn't it pretty? But then what I wanted, this is, actually I guess all three of these cards are inspired by pictures on Pinterest, actual photos of polar bears. I want a reflection because there were so many reflection ones that were so pretty. So I have a piece of acetate. You can also use Stampin' Up's window sheets, same difference, they're just thicker, or even packaging from something you bought that has flat plastic packaging. You could probably even use a clear envelope of Stampin' Up or a 6x8 cellophane bag from Stampin' Up. The point is, when you stamp on these, the ink, our water-based ink, does not dry. So that's good. Because I'm going to take my large bear. This is the easiest way to make a reflection in the world. And stamp it. You have to be like, where's my plastic? Stamp him in the same color on my plastic. Right? So I'm stamped on plastic. Turn it upside down. Position it below this bear. And drop it down and press. You get a transfer. It's not, normally, it's not as dark as the top one because it's a second generation inking. And boom, but it's mirror image because we flipped it upside down. Y'all with me? Simple, simple. Easiest way to do a reflection technique in the world. I actually have a video from a long time ago when I was just, and then I'm just gonna wipe this off with a baby wipe. And if you're doing multiples, just then paper towel to dry it, go again. I did a video years ago before I was doing regular Facebook Lives on this, and it's one of my most viewed YouTube videos, a reflection technique video. But it just shows exactly what I just showed y'all. Okay, so now, simple, simple to put together. Thank you, thank you. Ooh, hearts and thumbs up. Love it. Dimensionals. It's just like before. Same dimensionals. Just no baby bear. We could have put a baby bear, but I didn't. And I'll put adhesive on the feet. Now on this one I did center. I tried multiple things. Y'all know how I go through that process. But I ended up liking this one to be centered, the ice portion on the card instead of like cutting off the left or right. And so my last card, we'll see if y'all like it. But I was really inspired by a photo, or actually it was a painting on Pinterest. Okay, so there it is. Don't forget, by the way, if you're watching this video, if you make a comment, you'll be entered to win the 3 cards today. If you share the video and comment that you shared, you'll be entered again. If you're watching over on YouTube, you can comment. This one I had the feet more up into the greeting. So it's just like a personal choice because you can see exactly where you're placing that reflection. You know, you see exactly where it goes because of the clear acetate. Birds are a little lower here. I kind of like that. Birds are higher there. I can never recreate stuff exactly the same. And this one is lighter, but remember that pad wasn't re-inked yesterday. So, there you go. Card number 2. I was saying something and I got off track. Oh, the third card. So the third one is inspired by a photo. I don't know if I should show the card. I think I'll show the photo first. It was photo is not the right word. It was a photo, but of a painting. Okay, so basic white card base, 5.5, 8.5. Then I have a Night of Navy that's 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to layer a piece on top of that. So I die cut from it a label from the Night of Navy that I'm going to use on this card. So that's where that came from, so not waste paper. But the navy is 4 by 5 1/4. And then next is Bermuda Bay 3 3/4 by 5. Then I have my Night of Navy label. I'll tell you about those dies in a second. Yeah, they're in my hand. And then I have a scrap of Mossy Meadow, a scrap of basic white. I'm trying to think if I'm missing something. Where's my card sample? Oh. Okay, no, I got it all. So those are the pieces for this card. So let me show you this painting that I saw. Of course, on the computer, I printed this. It looks a lot better, of course, and I'm sure in person it's gorgeous. But this was a painting. I forget what kind, if they said like acrylic or what. But isn't that cool? It's like a polar bear silhouette with a scene in the background. So you got sky, and I don't know if this is Northern Lights inspired, but it's blue and purple. It's a sky. It's glittery. And then evergreen trees at the bottom, and then mountains. And then there's a ground there. Okay, so that was my inspiration. Remember that when I make this card. See how I did. Okay, so we're gonna fold this basic white in half. And remember, Jennifer doesn't do super complicated cards. This will be a landscape shape card. Actually, I'm gonna need all these pieces. Okay, so let me just start like from the back forward, I think. So, on this Bermuda, once I got the card put together, it was too plain, and I was like, what can I do? I didn't want to emboss it, which you'll see why, because this navy gets embossed. So long story short, I came up with using the Birch background stamp. Thanks, Betsy. So I haven't used a background stamp in a little while, but I always love background stamps. So I have my Birch stamp mounted on my clear block, which I do like the large clear block for these. Of course, y'all know the stamps just come right off. But it gives me, this is what I figured out. Because sometimes when I'm stamping, I'm lazy. And I'll just like, I don't know if y'all know this, but I keep the backing that our red rubber stamps come on in my case. Like, let me show you the one for the bear set, if it's available. Yeah, right here. So I keep that backing so that when I stick my stamps back in here after they've been mounted and they're super sticky, they're easy to pull out. They don't stick to the plastic, right? So same thing for the big ones, it's just one big sheet. So sometimes I'll just pull this whole thing out with the stamp attached to it, lay it on my table and stamp the same way I'm about to. But what I realized is that makes it difficult to clean because I can't hold on to it well. So that's just a Jennifer side note. This gives me something to hold on to when I'm cleaning my stamp later. Is that helpful? Who knows? Okay, so how I use background stamps is I lay them upside down on the table. I tap my ink pad everywhere. This is Bermuda Bay. Tap, tap, tap multiple times, move it around, just get it inked really well. Then I place my cardstock on top of that, and like in this case, I do want the, well, of course I lay it crooked after I say that. Let me flip it over. I do want the lines, you know, pretty much to be straight up and down. So hopefully I can do it right this time. That's better. So my stamp, and that's another benefit of stamping this way, is you can see if you've got it squared off basically, or if you need to place it in a certain position. But the key, the reason we do this is so we can press, I put scratch paper on top, and we can get even inking all over this entire image. And that can be a problem if you try to stamp these the traditional way. I'll just pick it up like that, no problem. The traditional way, because it's hard for your hand to get even pressure. Now you can use Stamparatus, and there's many other tips and tricks people do. I go old school, lay it upside down and do this. Okay, so there's that. It's gonna be cute. Then, what else? My greeting is going to be Night of Navy. And I thought this gives me Season's Greetings vibes. So that's what I wanted my card to say. And let me find the stamps that I used. Right here. Time of Giving had a nice small Season's Greetings. It's cursive font. You know, it's just a nice little Season's Greetings, Time of Giving in the holiday catalog. So that's what I'm going to stamp on here in Night of Navy. And I'm going to use the same die as the other card from All Dressed Up. So just right in the middle there, and then I'll die cut that out. Okay, for stamping, that's all we need to do. So this piece of Mossy Meadow is just about 5 inches long. It's just a scrap. It doesn't need to be 5 inches long. It just needs to be, you'll see how long it needs to be in a minute. But this is the punch that goes with the, say the name right. Put it on the very bottom. Evergreen Elegance. It's a bundle. So you put your paper all the way to the back of the punch, and normally you're supposed to start these in the center and you punch. You leave this on the table. Then you slide it to the left or the right, and you align the the punched images with this silver. And so if you can see this, I have to have it floating here on the side. If I push it all the way down, now it's not aligned properly at the top. And that's important. And then it gives you that perfect, just continual image. And then you can do the same thing on the other side. So again, your image will be floating on the side that's hanging off the edge. It won't go down and touch the bottom. So you have a row of trees. So cute, right? And then, but we're not going to use them this way. You'll see. But there we go, a row of trees. And then on this piece, I'm going to emboss it. I keep having this stuff right in front of me, and then I'm like, where did I set it down? Right here. Oh, I forgot to show you the dies too. So this piece of Night of Navy is from the Seasonal Labels dies. They're in the holiday catalog. They are bundled with a stamp set, or it's sold separately. But there's so many labels in it. And some of my dies are missing because they're out for Stamp-A-Stack class right now, this month. But look at all these different labels you get with this. So I think they're a must-have. But I used the largest one when I pre-die cut that Night of Navy label I told you about. And now I'm going to emboss that with the Evergreen Forest embossing folder. And so I'm going to specifically place it so that the trees will be lower on one part and higher on another when I run this through the machine. So love that. You can just put your paper wherever you want. Straighten it out there. Okay, so it'll be like that. I'll probably have to reposition that. And I'm going to die cut this, but then I am going to need a bear for this card, right? Because the whole theme is a bear. So I'm going to grab the large bear die that matches the stamp, but we're not using the stamp on this card. And then I'm going to grab my rainbow glimmer paper. Thank goodness I had enough of the green and purple and blue section, because that's what I want for this card. So right here, for a second buy more, no problem. I want the bear on top to be purple and go down into blue for my card. Where's the die? So I'm gonna go to this side. So right about there. Actually, let's go a little more blue. Okay, so I'm going to snip around this to die cut this out. I'm actually processing in my head right now how I'm going to do this because I wasn't sure what to do on my first card, so I decided after and went back and redid something, but I'm thinking that might be the best way now. You'll see what I mean in a second. Okay, so basically I'm going to die cut the bear and the trees in its feet. I think it'll be okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is place adhesive on the back of these trees. Find my silicone craft sheet. See if y'all are with me now. Sorry about the signal, Sarah. I don't know. And people are probably talking about this, but I don't know if you were here at the beginning, but we are thinking it's because it's so windy here. Sorry, that was me looking for my adhesive forever. It's very windy here in Texas today. So we're thinking that is causing our signal to go in and out, unfortunately. Okay, so did y'all see what I just did? I figured out where I want these trees when I die cut this out, so I glued them to the glimmer paper there. And then I'm going to run that through the die cut machine like that. And I also need to die cut this, and I need to emboss this. So let me grab my machine. Oh, you're in Texas. Yes, I forgot, Sarah. You did tell me that on YouTube. I'm just going to do this bear by himself because I'm scared. Okay, voila. This is how my idea came out. So we have that, right? Bear with trees on the bottom. I did think about adding white caps to that, but I was like, don't push my luck. I'll probably ruin it. Now let me do this greeting real quick, just like before. So you've seen how to do this. And we can tape these down. We have, like, I use the Post-it tape. Also, just Post-it notes. This is on my Amazon store if anyone needs it. But I want to show that, and I've brought Landa over to the dark side with me, that I hardly ever use, I don't use a magnetic plate because this one doesn't come with one. And I hardly ever tape anything down because it just seems to lock in place really easily on this machine. Now that doesn't mean if we don't sell a magnetic plate in the future I won't buy it and use it, but I just personally very rarely have to tape stuff down or use my magnetic plate. So on my which I have one for the Big Shot, and it actually will fit on here if I wanted it to. It would replace that. Okay, so I'm going to remove all of these for my embossing, because this is a 3D folder. So I have my paper where I want it. I'm going to put the folded end on the platform so that it will go into the machine first, so my folder doesn't crack, and then plate number 4 on top. That's for the thick folders. The skinny ones have a different sandwich order. Just run that through one time. And of course, you'll have these gorgeous trees on your navy cardstock. Ooh. And then I'm gonna do, I think, one more thing, and then we can put together. So I'm gonna grab scratch paper and my Wink of Stella and my labels, seasonal labels die that is Night of Navy that I just embossed these trees on. And I'm gonna flip that upside down and take my Wink of Stella and use the lid. I'm gonna lay the lid on the table and hit the Wink of Stella against the lid to make splatters. And again, you probably will not even be able to see it on the video. Maybe there you can kind of see it. And you can go a little higher if you want, like hold your lid in the air. But basically I wanted to recreate the glimmer from the other from the photo. I think that's a good amount. So there we go. Now we're ready to put this together. I am going to use some ribbon on this card. I'm like, where did I put all the pieces? Oh. Okay, so what I did is I'm going to attach my bare flat to the label. It's kind of right in the center. Maybe a little straighter than that. Then I will attach, actually, I'm sorry, but let me attach my Bermuda Bay, which is a little smaller, to my Night of Navy first. Remember, you don't need to soak this with Stampin' Seal. It's very sticky. Now I will place my label on the center of the Bermuda Bay that has the birch background on it. And then I'm going to use our Simply Elegant trim in silver. It comes in silver and gold. This is great, like for Christmas tags. Like, it's an awesome trim. I'm going to wrap it around twice and tie it at the bottom and tie it in a bow on the right hand side. So to make my bow, I will just use the reverse tweezers, which I have a link to these on my Amazon store at stamptherapist.com. Click on Amazon links at the top. Now my hands are free. I can tie a bow, I can tie a knot, I can answer the door, I can have a snack, and then I can come back and tie my bow. And you can tie the bow pretty much around the tweezers, but at a certain point you want to get rid of those so you can really make the bow as tight as possible. It works for knots too, like I said. And all ribbons, not just twine. There we go. So there's that. And then this is going to be easy for me to modify. Like, I actually think I want to crisscross these. That'll look better, but I can scoot it up or down if I need to. But I'm going to test it because I want Season's Greetings at the bottom. Yeah, I want this a little lower. So this twine or trim is barely skimming the bottom of that label. And then I'm going to place Stampin' Dimensionals on my greeting. but I'm going to use more than I normally do for a reason. So I'm going to go 2 on the left, right on top of each other. I mean, top and bottom. 2 on the middle and 2 on the right. That is because it's going to overlap this ribbon, and if I only put them in the center, they're only going to stick to the ribbon, and that'll be a nightmare. It'll be like floating on your card, not in a cute way. So hopefully that makes sense. When you're putting dimensionals on something and then putting that on top of ribbons, sometimes you need to go around the ribbon. So Season's Greetings goes down here at the bottom, right in the center. And then we'll put this on a basic white card base. And that's it. We'll see if you like it. Thank you, Marcia. I actually thought that card, I don't know why, but I thought that card would take me longer to make on video. So it's just inspired. It's not a copy of this beautiful art that someone did on, I found it on Pinterest. I think it was actually a YouTube video where they painted it. But hopefully you can see where the inspiration came from. And yes, of course, well, if I was artistic, like I'm sure my friend Chris could actually die cut this bear out and paint that background. But I could do a lot more to, you know, make it more similar to this. But anyway, there it is. That's what I came up with. Here's my version from, I think I made these yesterday or the day before. It's the same though. Thank you, Janet. Thanks, Jean. Thanks, Marcia and Della. Jean, you got to get, well, I guess you can buy another pair like you said. I was going to say, you got to get those reverse tweezers back. I have like probably 8 pair of reverse tweezers now. They're all over the room. Platters are visible. Yes, Wink of Stella. Oh my gosh, Pat, thank you. Wow, that's a compliment. Thanks, Cynthia. Woo, Charlotte has 30-mile-per-hour wind gust on her side of town. Martha, the video stopped once she mentioned it. I have been glancing over at my iPod randomly, and the video is still stopping some. So there it is. Pictures will be posted on the blog later today, as well as in the VIP group, which is a Facebook group at some point. So if y'all want to see those, don't forget, you can still comment on the video. You can click thumbs up, likes, all that stuff. On YouTube, you can give a thumbs up, you can comment, and you can share and comment that you shared, and all of that will get you entered to win the cards from these cards from today. And thank you guys very much for the support. I'm glad you liked the cards today. Oh, Charlotte, being an Alaskan girl, I love this card. Yes, it's very Alaska. Thank you, Janet. Thanks, Catherine and Susan, Jean, and Julie. Oh, Susan loves the reverse tweezers, definitely. Awesome. Thanks, Landa. Thanks, Nancy. Cool. Well, everyone, thank you very much, but have a great day, and hopefully you'll get your Arctic bears so you can recreate some of this coolness. All right. I should be back on next week, so I will see y'all soon. Thanks. Bye.